people called me like a traitor. The real person who betrayed North Korea was the Kim family. 2013,
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un executed a dozen popular singers. Among the victims was Kim's ex-girlfriend, the pop propaganda singer, accused of videotaping themselves having sex and selling the videos. Are those real?
no, people buy them because they don't understand the system. The whole crew executed because they talking about the leader's family. Criticism against the leader. I lost several friends. My dad too, my sisters too. My sister's roommate, she was after the class. The North Korean security agents came and they grabbed her, they took her. We never found her after that. Her father was walking close to Kim Jong-un's uncle. Entire family gone. Called the 3-generation punishment. If we are under missing person, North Korean regime couldn't punish my family. So we are escaping this country. I could sense that there are several guys following us. We all terrified. And that moment.
Hey guys, if you're not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and hit that like button on the video. And if you don't have time to watch this episode right now, no problem, but I'd really appreciate it if you would save it to your watch later playlist. Finally, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and X, those links are in my description below. Thank you. Now we're gonna get to you guys ending up defecting and all that, but you and I have been talking about this throughout the day, how there's a couple key things, well, really a few key things. One of them we already covered, which is that you did foreign language training in Pyongyang and in the school there, so you get some access to, like, I guess, other cultures in a very small way, albeit. But the other two things are, prior to you defecting, is that you spend a lot of time in China, which I want to dig into more. We only touched that for a minute. And you spent time in the military in North Korea, which makes you also, as one of the sub 300 defectors who's in the United States, which is not many, you seem to be more of a rarity, like you understand from inside what the military is like. So I do want to dig into that a lot. But first of all, how did you, it was China first and then the military?
No, military first, and then after discharging from the military, I went to China.
Okay, so let's do this in order then. You had mentioned earlier the military in a country of 25 million people is literally like, I think, 1.3 million people? Okay, so it's huge. And you had also said that the lowest class, what's it called, the hostile class? Is not even permitted to serve in the military. No. So how many people does that, how many people does that preclude right away?
I would say it's less than 5%, but it's increased a little bit because, we have around 50,000 defectors right now, escapees, across the world.
So the majority of the population, though, is still military.
Still like accessible to the military service.
Okay, and that means it's somewhat of a requirement, too, that you serve, right?
It's mandatory service for men and women. A man should serve for 10 years and female should serve like 5. I'm not quite sure the duration, but 5 years probably,
Okay, so does that start at 18?
17.
So what's the process? You're 17 years old, now you reach your mandatory age. How does it work, and what was your first exposure? What was it like going into the military there?
So after graduation from high school, and you have a choice, and you get the citizenship like as an adult, and you can drink, and you can purchase cigarette. So now you are treated as an adult from 17. And then you can choose your job, but most North Korean kids choose to serve military first because it's mandatory service, and also it's the way they can get the membership of North Korean Workers' Party. As I mentioned earlier, the membership is a critical part for their career development. So if you serve military earlier, then there is a high chance to get the membership earlier. So eventually when you discharging from the military, like at age of 26 or 27, you already got the membership. But if you don't serve the military, then there was less chance to become a member of Workers' Party. Even though you become a 30 or 35, if you don't have experience with the military, and normally there's a very less chance to get the membership. So many kids choose the military service first.
Got it. Okay, so when you go in, is there like I assume a boot camp to start? What was that experience?
So every district and then every the county has a military mobilization, division, something like that, department. So they run the system and then they check your body, and then if you have taller than other people, like some tall height, and also physically like ready, like some kids who played sports.
Yes.
And they have more physically built than other people, right? So the other kids chosen to the special force. And then other people like smaller and then not sports experience, they allocated to the more like a normal unit. But it could be up to the front line, like the first corps, fifth corps, fourth corps. They are the whole like the front line corps.
Okay.
So yeah, but as I said earlier, the more taller guys, physically ready guys, they are transferred to the Stone Corps. But after the physical examination, and then you'll be delivered to the like the unit you were, So I would say okay. So you will be sent to the camp. So I was sent to Force camp, and then you have a training for 3 months there.
And what kinds of things are you doing? Obviously, a lot of physical stuff, but what does it look like?
Yeah, from the beginning, basics like how to salute, how to marching, how to act in the military camp, and then how to make a unified movement, right? So more like basics, including political ideology, like studying, and then how to utilize the system, military system. And then during the basic training, we also got trained with the weapons, how to clean and assemble, right?
And you had never held a gun before, right?
No. We use the guns, but no bullets. But we have to
bullets,
train.
right,
Yes, we have to train how to assemble it, dismantle it, and then clean it, right? So that's the basic training. But we do training with the empty gun, like empty shooting, the aiming, the training.
How many guys are you in this?
No, just one AK-47, like North Korean style AK-47.
No. I'm sorry. How many other people are in this camp with you?
Oh, each corps has a we call it like the new recruit the battalion. So
Yes. Yep.
So I would say a total like 300, 400.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you in America when guys talk about training, not always, but in a lot of these types of situations, they talk about the camaraderie and the bond and the relationship building with the other guys. Is there an ability to do that at all?
Yeah. That's a main idea.
So they want that.
Yeah, they want that. They want us help each other, and then they want make a core team of this the group. But it's more like a basic training camp. So after the basic training, you'll be dispatched to a whole other unit. So that's the real like opportunity to make connections and then bond to each other.
Did you feel? I mean, obviously, this is a part of your citizen duty to come do this. It's not like you had a choice. But in starting to go through the training, in a lot of ways, it's symbolic. You're 17. Now you're learning how to handle a weapon. You're doing something where you're joining something bigger than yourself. Obviously, you haven't had a full awakening yet at this point as to the problems completely politically with the country and all that. Is there a part of you that feels a sense of pride in what you're doing?
Yep. I mean, you made a good points, and I'm proud of myself serving the military. And then even though it's like North Korean military, I think military service always gives people a discipline and also ideas to, serving people. And then also like share the, the camaraderie and then, relationship between the peers and the colleagues. So I don't think it's not all bad in North Korea, but I think it's the military service give me a good insights about the real people's life and also, the disciplines.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, during my military service, I also explore some local areas life, right? And then I visited people's home, and I watched what they eating. So
You watched what they were eating.
yeah, because I wanted to see what they are eating, but I was surprised too that like not many people have quality life.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have, as a city boy, you're now getting
Yeah.
exposure to that.
Yes. So Force Cup is located in the west coast of North Korea. It's a confront with the South Korean Navy and military. So it's a rural area, right? So it's the first time I actually went to rural area, a really local area to expose the life of the real people.
Did you see some of that starvation and some of that stuff that maybe your dad had seen?
No. As I started serving from 2002, and that moment, North Korea has already overcome the starvation situation. So
They had overcome it.
After the report of the 1990s starvation, there are lots of aid from United Nations. And also in 2000, June, the North Korean leader and South Korean leader had the first ever inter-Korean summit. And this guy, Kim Dae-jung, he got Nobel Peace Prize for that first meeting.
The South Korean leader.
South Korean leader.
Yeah.
But the real behind the story is he gave Kim Jong-il $500 million in cash and also provide $2 billion of aid. So now people are criticizing. This is like, Nobel Peace Prize was
He bought it.
Yeah, and also he gave Kim Jong-il opportunity to survive. So, like military, when I was there, every day I ate South Korean rice. Yeah, and then which we, trained that the other people we have to kill.
Joe, how about that gummy I gave you last week?
I don't remember anything that ever happened.
That is exactly the point. Did you know that there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And that this company has found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of? The company I'm talking about is Mood.com and their incredible line of functional gummies. And today you're going to be able to get 20% off your first order at Mood.com using promo code Julian at checkout. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood you're looking for. Just ask Joe here.
Yep.
Whether that's Magic Mind gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Listen, you can find gummies that just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. Joe just bought one off a crackhead the other day.
And it didn't really work that well.
Exactly, so don't do that. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. Best of all, not only is every mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners today are going to get 20% off their first order using code Julian at checkout. So head to mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And once again, don't forget to use promo code Julian when you check out to save 20% off your first order. So Kim Jong-il actually then, if I'm understanding your insinuation here, he did use some of that funding to help distribute food to the people who didn't have it.
Not to people, but he distributed the military.
Yes.
But what I access to people is more military related people,
Yes.
right? So they have some sort of access to these resources. And even military guys, they sell those rights to the market. So they are like a second-hand beneficiary, right? Not
Yes.
directly distributed by the region.
I got it.
Yeah. But
It's something, though.
it's a something, but still, it should be like it goes to the people's house, not the military or the government distribution. So the whole the idea was change it, but still like something, yeah.
So back to you being in the military, though. You do this initial 3 months, you get the basic training, and then they send you out to what your unit's going to be. Where was your unit? And actually, I'm sorry, before I get there, is there any propagandizing of like the enemy that's going on in your earliest training? Meaning, are they talking about like the evil Americans you're going to be fighting or the evil Japanese you're going to be fighting?
Yep.
They're doing that.
That's more like from like elementary preschool.
Sure.
Yeah, so we are educating that United States is the main enemy. And when you do, sports games, shooting or hitting like sports games with the bats to shoot, hitting, you have to put the U.S. soldier there and the hitting, and then the U.S. soldier there shooting with the toys like that. So that's more long-term propaganda by the North Korean regime, and in the military, it's more severe.
I was going to say, no, it ratchets up a notch. You're cleaning out the AK-47 and you're fake aiming it, and they're
That's true.
aiming fire at the American soldier right
That's
there.
true.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have like a dartboard of like George Bush's face or something like that?
Yeah,
Oh, really? They did?
they did. They put
That's one dartboard we can get behind.
they put President Bush's face and the South Korean president face there, and then many things. Even like later they criticize President Obama and like that, and even like they called the Trump like old, like something like that, and then Trump responded Rocky Man like that.
Oh, they called him old.
Yeah, old
They
something like that.
They hit him on the age.
Yeah.
He didn't
I
like
can't
that.
say the real word, but they criticize every American president.
I'll bet.
Real like the bad way.
Yeah. Got to get him a Dick Cheney board. That would have been the best. But all right, so you're sent out to your first unit, and where was that? Now, was that also in a rural area?
Yeah, it was in the same city.
Okay.
In the west coast of North Korea, and it's called Haeju.
What's it called?
Haeju, the city.
How do you spell that?
Haeju.
DU. All right. Let's
JU,
see if,
JU, yeah.
Let's see if we can pull that up.
Yeah,
Do we have a map of that, Joe,
probably. Yeah,
on Google Maps?
yeah. Yes, that's part.
Okay, so all right, that's enough. So
Yeah.
the sea is on the east side,
Yep.
obviously there.
Yeah.
So this is inland, like you said.
Yeah.
Is that the Chinese border to the south?
No, it's
Or that's South Korea. I'm
South
sorry.
Korea.
Right.
It's not border, but that's the area of Haeju City. So it's a
What's-
North Korea. There's no border between South and North with the Haeju City. Haeju is the coastal town.
What's this right here? See how it goes white right there?
Oh, that is the sea, open sea,
Oh, that's
open sea. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
so
so-
you're sent there now. What year is this?
In 2002, up to the basic camp training,
Right.
3 months.
So when you go there, are there at the time any North Korean soldiers deployed in a war zone or hot zone in other places in the world?
No,
I was gonna say.
yeah.
So there's no war going on.
no.
But so they put you in your unit now. What are they saying they're training you for? Or do they not really say that?
So in our military, we have one sentence. Military, we train 1,000 days for 1 day.
1,000 days for one
One
day.
day. So we train 1,000 days for 1 day battle. So that's the basic, slogan. And another slogan is we have to protect the leader with our lives. Basically, we have to guide him sacrificing our lives. So like that, those slogans.
Did you believe in that?
I mean, it's not a believe or not. You have to do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but in your heart, did you actually think like, yeah, let's go dive, or were you like, yo, f that guy?
No, but we never thought it's real, thing, and then we never thought the reality. But I'm not sure if there were war or something similar situation. I would say some people would choose in that path. And then there was also cases that, if there was a fire and there was some, historical place of the Kim family regime, and those people actually trying to save the trees with the, historical, the spot. And then they sacrificed their lives, holding the Kim family portrait, the small, like, the pins, right?
Mm-hmm.
That every North Korean should carry the pins of Kim family regime.
Oh, yeah, that was something Wally talked about. There was like a pin system, so if you didn't have it, it was a problem.
Yep. You have to carry pins in your like left chest, like in your heart. You have to, carry those Kim family in your heart. That's the main idea of the carrying the pins of Kim family faces. So, but there was one rule that you cannot, damage the faces of Kim family. So while they are dying, they actually took the pins off and took hands so that they can protect the faces of Kim family. And then while they were burning in the fire. The true story. So
while they're burning in the fire, they take it out to protect.
Take it
the
to
face.
protect the pins.
So they really believe.
I would say, not really believe in that, but still it's more situational, and also they think it's the thing that they have to do. It's more like a more brainwashing, but it's hard to believe that why people would do that, but still people choose in that, path.
That's at such a level. You're talking about when someone is literally about to die in a flame.
Mm-hmm.
Any worries or fears or concerns you might have had while living to fear what could happen to you, meaning like thrown in a prison camp or executed or whatever it may be, that's out the window when you're at the moment of truth where like it's over. The idea that a person, even in that moment though, would take off that pin and protect it in their hands so it didn't get damaged tells me, doesn't mean I'm right, it's just like that would seem like, unfortunately, the brainwashing has at least subconsciously worked.
That's
and
true.
They really believe.
Yeah, he's exactly right. It's very unconsciously worked.
Yeah.
And then they think that's the right thing to do. And even though some people, I heard that those people who attended execution, like a real execution, to shooting people, before they are dying, there was an announcement like, we are going to shoot them, right? They shoot them. They just, shouting like, long live the Kim family, or like,
The people getting killed.
Yeah, getting killed, and then, respect the leader like that. So before, like seconds before he died, they just, trying to, like, I don't know, it's the, they were trying to, survive, or they are trying to really rebuild their loyalty, something like that. But that's the story. Some people do that. So, but not all people are, brainwashed in such ways. So, like, the military is more intense training for ideological session.
So when you got to your unit, you had said obviously the first training was 3 months and a lot of basic stuff. What was the training like once you were at your unit, and how long did that last?
So later I moved to Force Corps Reconnaissance Battalion, Artillery Reconnaissance Battalion. And our mission is to send coordinates of the enemy artillery and enemy base, like important bases, right? gave them coordinates so that our artillery can launch the attack against those people, those military bases.
So is this like a form of intelligence? It seems like.
But not intelligence. But during the war, like especially Korean War, it worked. So those are like agent like us. We went to military, the enemy line, cross the enemy line. We get the intel, and then we gave them coordinates. Hey, here's like the South Korean artillery or U.S. artillery. So you should launch attack here.
Are you saying you would cross
Yeah,
the enemy line?
yeah,
So you would cross it's called the DMZ, right?
yeah.
What
I
was
never
that?
did, but
Oh, you never did?
I couldn't. But our mission is like that.
Okay.
Yeah, our mission is we have to cross the enemy line and give them real coordinates of the artillery base and then the other military base.
But you never did it because you...
We can. It's a DMZ. It's not like a...
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't understand. Why was that the mission if they know you're not going to do it?
I mean, it's for war, during the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They want to be able to say you know where you're going.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah. And then the coordinates always not like, correct, 100% correct. So after launching the artillery, we have to tell them the differences. Hey, there is like a 300 meters gap or like 500 meters gap. So if our friend launched the artillery against me, if I die, then die. If I survive, then I have to tell them differences. That's the main mission for my battalion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got close with guys when you were there? Because now you're in your unit. This is going to be your home.
Yeah. So I had a good relationship with them, and then they gave me a training, right? And mostly physical training at the beginning. And then after a year, I have to do like the Morse code training. We are using Morse code, by the way.
Oh, Morse code.
Yeah. The World War technique.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have fancy gears like, with the microphone and then, satellite image. And no.
But you train Morse code.
Yeah. I was supposed to do, but before that I transformed to another the unit later. But I mean that's the main mission for us.
Why were you transferred?
I get more good the environment. So later I transferred to the unit under the General Chief of Staff, Operational Division.
Okay.
Yeah, this unit is more special. And then
would you call this special forces?
That's the special force.
Yeah.
And even like the artillery, reconnaissance battalion is also special force.
So you were a special forces guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not the special. All the things I remember is all the things I was doing was like farming and then collecting food and.
That's another type of special.
That's true.
You got it in the title. That's what matters. What you put on the resume matters.
So most North Korean military soldiers spend the time to helping farming because we have to be on self-reliance. So, like our unit in the local area, we have fields, crops field, and then sometimes by myself, I only got mission. Hey, you should do this, farming by yourselves. Other people like training, and then sometimes I only got mission. Sometimes the other guy do whole day farming. Yeah.
There's obviously, I just keep thinking about this in the background. With 1.3 million people in the military in North Korea, you guys must have bases everywhere.
Yeah.
All over the whole country.
Military all over the country.
Now, does the military also serve? Are they in charge of the local police and the police forces, or is that totally separate?
Totally separate.
Okay.
But as you see, the military first policy, the military is the engine for economic development and construction. So we are often mobilized to construction project. We are often mobilized to economic project like helping farming or like other, how do I say, other government projects. Yeah.
Got it. So and it sounds like obviously you were doing some of that, like you were saying. So that's a common thing across people who are serving in the military to be called in to do that because that's what they rely on to make the infrastructure of the country go.
That's true.
Okay.
But during our training, like we have a 2 session every year, like summer training and winter training. The summer training, it took like more than a month. And then we actually leave our camp and then, the field training. So we should carry 20 kilograms of the whole like set of the gears, but we don't allow to use the fancy gears. We don't have fancy gears at the time. So not basically carrying, backpack and then put a lot of stuff and then equivalent to 20 kilograms. And then carrying our guns, not bullets. Yeah, so we have to march like more than how many kilometers?
I was gonna say I do have to say
Yeah.
the North Korean marching is legit, bro. Like y'all are stepping. When I look at our marching, we're not
that's
on that level.
For parade, but it's the real like the military real like session is not the marching.
It's not that good.
But
you just ruined it.
No,
Come on.
no. That's parade marching is
Yeah.
special training. It's they get 6 months training. Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, to do
Don't
that.
they have like they put like pins right
Yeah.
here so that if your neck moves a little bit, you get stabbed by
That's
a pin?
the true story.
Oh my
That's the
God.
true story.
Did you ever have to do that?
No, I was offered, and then I never, because the marching is real intense movement. When you put the face, let me do. So when you
He's demonstrating
load
off
down-
camera,
load
everybody.
down- yeah.
Can we see it? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Keep going.
So when you load down this foot, you have to kick up this foot. So you have to move your whole body, and then this makes your whole intestine, keep lower, and then you will get sick later. So a lot of people suffer from the
Oh my God.
the whole like the whole like body parts, like how do I say, collapsing
It's
gradually.
horrible.
So it took like 3 months, up to 6 months. So not many people try to attend, still avoid like me,
Yeah.
But for some people, like middle class kids, they get some reward for that, attending that. It's kind of honor to attend the parade. So they, some people apply it, but like me, and then I don't need those, the title. So
Right.
yeah.
You've heard me talk before about how annoying it is for me to pack when I got to run out of here last minute and go down to the shore. And as I've said, every single time I'm forgetting some sort of toiletry and I got to make a trip to CVS once I get down there. But now with Mando's acidified 4-in-1 cleansing bar, I know I got a bunch of toiletries checked off my list at once. The cleansing bar is shampoo, face wash, body wash, and deodorant all in one bar. It simplifies your whole hygiene routine and saves space in your bag for all the fun stuff. And if you're someone who sweats a lot, I will say Mando's sweat control stick is gonna help a lot. The stick is made just for your underarms and stops odor before it starts. And obviously, it fights sweat, so it's double protection. I'm one of those people that in the summer especially likes to go out and about, go for walks, where inevitably I'm gonna work up a sweat, and I've always been paranoid in the past about needing to reapply deodorant. But now with Mando, I know I'll put it on once in the morning and I'm good to go. Mando is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Furthermore, all products are baking soda free and paraben free. Mando's starter pack is perfect for all new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for my listeners, new customers are going to get 20% off at shopmando.com, link in description below, using my code Julian at checkout. Once again, use code Julian at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping. That's shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them I sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits, smell great doing it. Were you, did you ever get like leave time to be able to go home too?
Yeah, we have some vacation time.
What did your parents think? I mean, obviously you were required to do it, but were they like proud of your military service? What was that conversation like?
No, they think it's very normal because they served the military too.
Yeah.
Even my mom served the military.
Your mom did
Yeah.
too.
So my mom served more than 5 years, but she was more like a military propaganda singer.
A singer
Yeah, she was a singer, professional singer.
in the military.
Yes, in the military.
Is that like
It's a propaganda unit.
when they'd have like the drummers going into battle instead they got singers going into battle? Like how does this work?
Kind of, but every unit, like a fourth corps, fifth corps, they have a military, the propaganda unit.
So your mom had pipes.
Yeah,
Wow.
but she was a singer there. And anyway, so very normal reactions. Oh yeah, used to serve military. They think it's very, a normal thing, and they treat me as a like, oh, good job, like.
Yeah.
So
You know what I forgot to ask you about earlier? We never got to it. Your sister. You had one sibling. She was how much younger was she than you, or is she than you?
she's 6 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're the definition of an older brother there. It's
Yeah.
not like you guys are extremely close in age. What? You guys had a really good relationship though, growing up.
Yeah.
Did you feel really protective of her?
Yeah. That's what all brothers do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you got older, this is a little tangent right here, but let's stay with it. As you got older and you started to see the dangers that existed, specifically being someone that lives in North Korea and what goes with that, did you have any conversations with her about that, or are you also worried about the houses being bugged once again?
No. So when she was in high school, she went to China, right? I think my family went to China 2005. And then the year I was discharged from the military. So she was, 14, something like that. So she never understood the political dynamics in home and other, the areas. So, I mean, we never told those stuff, but it's too early for her to realize those stuff.
She figured it out on her own.
Oh, she figured it out later.
Okay.
It's very natural, and then we figure out by ourselves. Oh, this word we shouldn't say. This sentence should be in trouble. I mean, we could be in trouble saying this sentence like that.
Wait, there would be banned words and stuff? What might be an example of that?
And
A crazy one.
it's criticism against the leader.
Got it.
Talking about the leader's family, like. Even like, oh, Kim Jong-un, like the current leader, has affair with, other people before the marriage. That's,
You can't talk about that.
No. The whole crew executed because of that.
You get executed for
Yeah,
that.
2013, there was a band called the Galaxy Band. They were friends of the First Lady because they gossiping Kim Jong-un's relationship before becoming leader and the marriage to First Lady, now the North Korean First Lady. Whole crew was executed.
Whoa.
It's like 9 people, something like that. So it's
Just
on the
for
public.
talking about it.
They said announced that they possesses porn, they possesses Bible, and they fascinated by like market economy, capitalism. Like they put all charges.
So,
but
so
the,
they trumped up everything around it, but the
but
core reason.
the real reason is they gossiping the relationship.
Now, did people, again, you're afraid to say anything because everywhere's bugged, but did anyone like whisper like, holy shit, they just whacked those guys for talking about an affair?
Yeah.
Did they whisper that in the military at all?
Yeah, we whispered. That's why we yes.
Yeah, Joe got it right here.
Yeah,
North Korea
2013.
reportedly executed pop singers and dancers. Let's go down. There's a picture. A story released by South Korea's Chosun Ilbo indicates that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un executed a dozen popular singers last week. Among the victims, the Chosun Ilbo writes, was Kim's ex-girlfriend, the pop propaganda singer Hyun-Seung Wall. Sources in China said singer Hyun-Seung Wall, as well as Moon Kyung-jin, head of the Unhasu Orchestra, were arrested on August 17th for violating North Korean laws against pornography. There it is. And were executed in public. 3 days later, the victims of the atrocity were members of the Unhasu Orchestra, as well as singers, musicians, and dancers with the Wangjian light music band. They were accused of videotaping themselves having sex and selling the videos. The tapes have apparently gone on sale in China. Are those real?
No, that's a ridiculous.
It's a
claim
ridiculous
because,
assertion.
But the people, public, they buy them
They buy
because they don't understand the system. These ladies, they lived under facility in the North Korean Workers' Party facility. It is all guided by police and the soldiers. And then the living room, the rooms they are living, they all monitored. There was no room for them to any capturing any sex videos. Sex with whom?
So why is South Korea reporting this?
No, that's a reporting from North Korea. They just deliver.
They're just
how North
delivering
Korea
it.
framed
Got it.
them to like that.
Okay.
So and it's some of my friends, family related Wang Jisan Light music band and then like that. I know how they live, right? So there was no chance for them to carry Bible or taking a pornography and then sell to China. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
So while you're still in the military, it's just interesting because you had it was some years ago now, but again, it was already large at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we think of North Korea as this closed off country, Sometimes people make jokes about them playing with their little toys or whatever, but again, you got a military, 1.3 million people.
Mm-hmm.
There's serious training there and everything. Looking at it now, knowing what you know about the military powers in the Western world, for example, what type of strength outside of numbers of people do you think the North Korean military has?
We had zero idea. We only got education that we are the best military in the world because we have a great general. So there's nothing.
Even if he's a little plump.
Yeah, no information to compare.
Yeah.
But that's why we, some North Korean soldiers believe that we could win over the United States. And we really do. But if you serve more military and then you hear something from people, then we called our military as an invincible military.
Invincible.
Yeah, invincible. But truly invincible, army is U.S. military right now.
Right.
So, but
Comparatively speaking.
comparatively,
Yeah.
So Norwegian emphasized the bullets, artillery, and the missile rockets.
Hey guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's a huge, huge help. Thank you.
They understood they cannot occupy United States. They don't have aircraft carrier. So they developed the mechanism to threaten United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile.
Right.
Yeah. And with the nuclear warhead.
That's why Trump was calling him Rocket Man and all that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So, and then North Korea propagandized this is ultimate weapon to kill Americans like that. So many military soldiers believe that. But that's why I told the US DoD that you guys sent a bunch of information, even military secret related aircraft carrier or a whole a nuclear submarine or battleship. You have to send them. So that the North Korean soldiers could realize the difference, the power difference. But really, they don't understand. Yeah. Even generals, they have some information, but they don't usually access those informations.
Is there weaponry and material basically subsidized by China? Or am I exaggerating there?
No, I don't think North Korea and China share the military intel or the technology. But North Korea, sometimes they ask the China to develop, missile and then other techniques. So sometimes they trade, yes.
All right, yeah, let me restate that. I'm not necessarily referring to the ICBMs and stuff. I mean, maybe but I could see why China would be like, no, we're not sharing any of that. But on a weaponry basis, you got to get all these AKs in there. Mm-hmm. Are they getting that from China or are they getting that from rogue arms dealers around the world?
Oh, no, they produced
They're
it.
producing all of it themselves.
They are the producer and then selling those, low price AK to Middle East, Iran, Syria before. And then many of my, some people I know, they are in, Middle East, Iran, Syria. They sold lots of weapons, including AK-47. Now they are delivering ammunitions to Russia, right? So Russia needs a bunch of, armor and then
Yes.
the weapons, artillery. So North Korea is sending a bunch of them.
Isn't North Korea? I mean, they're sending soldiers too. They
Yeah.
at one point I
Yeah.
think they had like 10,000 soldiers or something on the ground.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
10,000, and they are about sending additional 6,000. It's not like all like the battle, the soldiers, but including engineers, including the supporting unit. And then recently, North Korean government released the video. Those, but the veterans, and then the war, the victims, the soldiers killed in Russia. They were sent back to North Korea, and then Kim Jong Un kneeled down and then crying of those dead corpse. But
Do you think a lot of people in North Korea through that propaganda eat that up and buy that sacrifice, or do you think there's like, what are we doing here?
Initially, most North Koreans don't know we sent the military soldiers to Russia. They never rebelled.
Right.
It's a military secret. But gradually, the lots of media publications from outside South Korea, United States, and then many people outside North Korea realized that we really sent military personnel to Russia. So when they return to North Korea, they gossiping, they share the rumors, right? So the information cannot be kept in secret
Yes.
anymore.
Yes.
So eventually, North Korean regime come up that, hey, we admit that we sent military soldiers. Now they are receiving the dead bodies from Russia. Now they're showing the international community and also to its own people that Kim Jong-un is so human being, so that he pay respect to those dead, soldiers and like that.
But he doesn't really care.
If he cares, he wouldn't send them.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah, he exchanged money for that. He exchanged technology for the soldiers.
So, okay, that's the trade. That was going to be my question because, like, this is obviously long post-Soviet Russia. And as you said earlier, they even, have books in North Korea talking about, or they study how the Soviet Union fell and what a disgrace that is to them. But they maintain some sort of tete-for-tete, if you will, relationship with Russia now.
Yeah,
So it's a business relationship, would you say, more than anything?
more business relationship, but Kim Jong-un wanted this relationship more than anyone because his father was close to Chinese leadership and his uncle was close to Chinese leadership. But Kim Jong-un disliked the current Chinese leader, Xi Jinping.
Oh, he does.
He cursed in front of many North Korean officials, like Xi Jinping, like really, because Chinese current leader Xi Jinping visited South Korea first. He invited South Korean leader first to China, but in tradition, he should invite North Korean leader and then he should visit North Korea first, but he didn't.
And so Kim Jong-un ripped him.
He felt that's a humiliation and he disliked Xi. So now like he turned, I want to not talk to him. But because of, sanction relief, he visited China 4 times, but never got any tangible result. So now he switched his direction to Russia and then put in Nice armor and ammunition factory. So, okay, I will accept you. So now it's trading. Kim Jong-un wanted a missile technology, a submarine technology, and also hypersonic missile, and also like jets, stealth jets. Those stuff really lack in North Korea.
Yeah.
Additionally, Kim Jong-un was paid $3,000 per person in a month. Soldiers.
$3,000?
Yeah,
That's it?
that's it. But he took all the money. He never gave the money.
but he did.
Never gave the money to his family members. So yeah, Kim Jong Un benefit a lot of things from this deployment, and then the agreement with Russia. Russia also has like it's you mentioned earlier, to China share the military base or like the factory with North Korea. But
Yeah.
now Russia is the situation.
Got it.
Putin is encouraging North Korea produce more armor for his own battle.
That's fascinating though, because like I understand, I guess based on Kim's ego, why he would be like offended that Xi Jinping would recognize South Korea before him. Obviously, that's par for the course with Kim. But even if he wants to be, that feels like spitting on the hand that feeds you, ripping Xi, because as you already laid out earlier, it's like China kind of allows them to exist and has that communist partnership or whatever. And if China decided to shut down certain exports, that country dies. North Korea effectively dies. You have people more than even now dead in the streets. So isn't it risky politically? I know the guy's a psycho, but isn't it risky politically to be like, what the fuck?
To normal people, that's the very common sense.
Yes.
But Kim Jong-un doesn't care. So he initiates, we have to cut all the relationship with China. Like, really emphasized, but he realized that he cannot cut all of them. So, but he still have like anger feeling, hatred towards, the current Chinese leader. So he just, moved away. But people are relying on the trade between China. Yeah. So this is the whole different story.
Now, so you go into the military though in 2002. You got discharged, you said, in 2005?
Yes, August 2005.
And a lot of your time, you said, had been spent obviously training and then also doing some of these infrastructure projects and running that. And I guess learning how you would gather intelligence in a wartime scenario, but it's not like you had to go onto a battlefield during your time. But you're discharged at 20. Is that standard for someone to be discharged after 3 years?
No, for standard service term is 10 years.
So why did you get discharged 3 years in?
In North Korean military system, we have talent recruitment, like those kids who have high grades during the high school, and also well behaved in the military service. The unit should recommend him. This person is eligible to apply college, and he has a good grade in the high school, and also well behaved and well trained, very loyal to the regime. So we recommend this person. So I was in that process, and I got my membership of North Korean Workers' Party, and then I transferred to the university called Pyongyang University of Foreign Studies, which is my high school's the college.
The college.
Yes.
So would you say at this point in time your loyalty to the regime was legit, meaning you hadn't had any sort of personal, political, or moral awakening to what was outside the walls?
I wouldn't say I was a true believer, but I wasn't anti-government or any idea against the leader. And then maybe most people would do the same thing. They just follow. They just, the life is, life is that life. You wouldn't expect or dreaming other life like that. But the belief has changed while I was in China.
All right, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I do want to say, though, it's amazing that in a country where so many people are purposely left behind and poor and have nothing and aren't given access to higher education or, being able to rise up the ranks of society, it's amazing that in the specialized top, which I'm going to include military people and people like you also who were highly educated and stuff, it's amazing that despite being shut off from a lot of the world with few exceptions, you guys are obviously able to develop some real scientific, and we haven't even talked about it, but cyber talent in a country that has the internet shut off, to the point that the country has developed ICBMs while living in a Truman Show reality. So what I'm saying is the intellectual capital with limited resources is profound. And I'm not saying that as a compliment to the regime. I'm saying the regime's holding back you guys from being unbelievable. If you had access to, like, think about all the exchange of ideas that happens around the world and how people can build on top of each other's work. You don't even have that. And yet you're able to do some things that objectively, even though the regime's bad and we don't want to see it for them, objectively are pretty incredible intellectual achievements.
Yep, this country is mysterious and miracle, as you mentioned earlier. It's technically impossible. The country in a poverty and explicitly put people in poverty and develop ICBM, high technology, and in the cybercrime units. It's the kind of unimaginable effort doing that. So many people studying North Korea, they call these countries really miracle.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it? This is another thing I keep thinking about. We've kind of talked about it, but not in firm detail. Obviously, all the media you see, the TV, if you will, is state-run. We know that. But what is that propaganda like? Are there only 2 or 3 channels? Do a lot of people have TVs in their house where you said you don't even have electricity most of the day? Are there a million shows running throughout the day, or the same show on an hour repeat? How does it work?
Yep. So most of the people living in city, they have TVs, but the rural area I visited, they don't have any electrical devices. None of them. No refrigerator, no TV, no radio. So that's the difference. But even though you have TV, the program is designed by the North Korea's Propaganda and Agitation Department.
Propaganda and agitation.
Department.
They literally call it that?
Yeah.
Like it translates to that in North Korean?
The translation and then Korean language also called Propaganda and Agitation Department. So they didn't, trying to hide anything.
At least they're honest.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So, and also daily base, they need to get approved by the leader. I'm sure Kim Jong-un won't, review all the programs. His office will do, but they need a signature from the Kim Jong-un's office to show this program, like a daily program. So if they don't get the approval, they have to repeat the previously approved programs. So they repeat the programs in that day if you don't get the approval.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's the system. They produced it, they get a daily approval, and then the main focus of any publication in North Korea should be the leader and the family and the history, how this family came, first game, second game, the third game is committed their life for people's well-being, which is more propaganda, right?
Joe, would you mind pulling up a map? I'm sure you've seen this.
Yeah.
It's a satellite image map of North Korea and South Korea at night. This is. I'll explain why I want to look at this.
No, I mean that's the perfect example. I keep saying that North Korea has no electricity. That's why. Yeah, that's the clear example.
That's what's been popping in when you keep hitting that point all day. This is the image that pops in my head.
That's
perfect.
true.
So let's blow that up right there just so people can see it on the screen. That's exactly the one I'm looking for, Joe. The one you're on. Yep. All right. So you can see on the south side there where there's all the light. That's South Korea.
Yes.
Just north of that is North Korea.
Yeah.
The reason specifically I'm bringing this up now is because if a country like that is so shut off on electricity on such a wide scale, how do you even effectively spread the propaganda when most people can't even see it?
That's a great question. And then,
Thank you.
did you see the dot there?
Yeah, is that Pyongyang?
That's the Pyongyang.
Yeah,
That's on the
yeah.
capital. They can, see the lights. But even in Pyongyang, we only have like 2 or 3 hours electricity. So North Korean regime developed other mechanism to spread their ideology to people if they cannot watch TVs. So printed material. And then you give the community leader. So they have to have the session like, Saturday session. And then weekly studying session like Wednesday. And then monthly the studying session every month. So they give the materials, the government policy, and then studying material for the leaders' history. So they keep organizing these events for people. Like it's not like our like a meetup, the organizing events. No, it's a mandatory. The events you have to attend. Mandatory. So that's the way North Korean regime still in the position to brainwash people. And also the broadcasting, the radio broadcasting, we only have one radio broadcasting called the third channel.
Third channel, and it's only one? What happened to 1 and 2?
I have no idea why they called it the third broadcasting channel. So
I guess for third world, that might be what they're doing. Play on third world country. You know what I mean? That would be them admitting something, though. You wouldn't want to do that.
Agree to disagree. So anyway, the third, there might be a reason that 1 or 2 channel is gone, but the third broadcasting channel. But so it doesn't need electricity for broadcasting radio. I don't know. But
I would assume so. I mean.
Yeah, so that's another way. They keep, repeating everything, the same thing. And mainly is like, as I mentioned earlier, now it's a material distribution.
Right.
Yeah. And
you know what I kind of picture? I don't know if this is also something that might happen because it makes it easier when it's a centralized source of electricity in this way. You know how you'll see the speakers in for Islam where it'll be the call to prayer and it plays around different cities that practice the Muslim religion. Do they have something like that, except instead of the call to prayer, it's like, Supreme Leader, good, everyone say it on 3. Is it anything like that?
Yes, we do. In the towns, not like that particular thing, but in towns, they have an announcement speaker.
Yes.
And then sometimes they play music, the propaganda music, and then encourage people, hey, we should increase our the effort to produce more rice or more work. And then sometimes if you see North Korean TV or the video, in the morning, the special propaganda group in the factory line, they just sing and then playing music, encourage people work more.
It's like Animal. You ever read the book Animal Farm?
Animal Farm, yeah, I know the story, but
it's like horse. Work is good.
Yes.
Wow, that's dark.
Though. That's very dark. Reality. Yes. So yeah, that's the many type of different method to brainwash people.
I assume if you've read Animal Farm, you're obviously a very well-read guy. You're also familiar with 1984.
Yeah. George Orwell. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even say this as a stereotype. It seems like when you describe North Korea, it is the darkest form of 1984 that there is.
Yeah, very similar. He described it well. So now, but the good thing is nowadays young people less believe in North Korean system.
They do.
They have exposed to the foreign media more than older generation. And then they are the generation which haven't received any benefit from the government. Like my dad's generation, they received the distribution for many years, right?
Yes.
And they have some loyalty. And then from my generation, like 1980, 99, we never received any distribution. We only educate that, we had a distribution system. Government provided everything, but no. So free education, free healthcare, and no taxes. Sounds all good, but the system never worked.
Never worked.
Yeah, never worked. And because of this free stuff, they took freedom away from us, right? Yes. So we are not allowed to do anything, and then government said that you cannot do that. So we cannot argue with it.
What are the number one ways that the younger generations are getting access to outside information? Is it like you were referring to earlier, a lot of things being smuggled in?
The smuggled USB and CDs, DVDs, and then there are a number of ways to send USBs. So one is things from people to travel China and North Korea. They smuggle those information. And another way is from South Korea, balloon launch, leaflets and USBs in the balloons and then send the balloon to North Korea.
A balloon.
Yeah, a balloon. Very
Oh my
old
God.
technique. Yeah,
Wow.
old technique. But because of South Korean government, the government intervened the effort. So they blocked all balloon launch right now.
Wait, the South Koreans are blocking balloon launches?
Yep,
Why?
that's correct. So current South Korean leader and then the majority party is, I wouldn't say pro-North Korea, but they are more party and the leader trying to support North Korea. Like more, they call them, say they are the more engagement, policy people. That basically they want to provide more food to Kim regime and then provide more, support Kim regime.
Do you think that that is sinister intentions or good intentions paving the way to hell unintentionally?
The two policies already proven, like, the South Korea adopted Sunshine policy, which is more engagement policy, providing more access to resource access to North Korea. But North Korean regime realized that this is the mechanism they were trying to influence us. So they took, aid, took money, and then cut off all the, influences. So they utilize the money and the stuff,
Right.
but they just reject South Korea's influence. But North Korea all know that. And even South Korean, the engagement guys knew it is a failed, a policy, but they won't recognize that. They won't admit this is the failed policy because it damages their
Politics. Yeah.
political careers
God,
like that.
that sucks.
So, but other party like Conservative Party in Korea, they argue the principles, right? North Korea should come up with the good intention when we negotiate or the cooperate. I like that, but somehow in South Korea they framed as bad people, and then even like South Korea in danger now.
What is you talk about the access to healthcare and stuff like that? What is healthcare like in North Korea? Like we said earlier, there's some serious intellectual capital that does exist there, but in the medical side, do you have a lot of doctors? Or any of them any good? How does it work?
Surprisingly, North Korea runs free healthcare system. So technically, you used to get the support and then treatment for free. But as I said, it's all failed policy. There's no resources you can utilize. Even you want to see the doctor, you have to prepare your own medicine, or own equipment, and even you don't have such devices in
You have to prepare it yourself?
Yeah, because
mean?
the hospital and doctors are there, and then they don't have the materials and then devices for treatment, so they have to purchase it, or you have to prepare money, and then so the doctors take bribery and then will give you a cure.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So many people is not relying on the government's healthcare system. It's more relying on their own money so that they, hire doctors to cure and then, but utilize the hospital system. So, but it's not easy for them to get a proper, treatment using North Korean, the government, the system.
Do the upper class people utilize their connections to get treatment outside of the country?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, not outside of the country. Outside the country, those people who can get treatment outside the country is really, really highly, recognized by Kim family. So they send them to Singapore, China, get treatment, It's not even like, my dad's level. So it's more like the highly, like loyal family style. But it's people like the presidential appoint, level people, they have a designated hospitals to treat them. So yeah, there are 2 hospitals there, so they can get access of treatment.
Best.
Yeah. But normal people cannot.
So there's technically free healthcare, but there's a lot of people who are, as we've already well highlighted, dying in the streets. They never get
That's
there.
correct.
They never
Yeah.
get it. They may die of something as simple and sad as straight up starvation.
So during the COVID, many people couldn't get cured and the treatment, and then many hospitals and doctors, they didn't care about them, and then they just put the chart that they got the high fever, and then they don't categorize them as the COVID patient, because COVID case is really serious problem if they found one in North Korea. Kim Jong-un said, we don't have
We
a
don't have
COVID.
it. Yeah.
So if someone said that this guy is a COVID patient, and then that person who prescribe or that person who report will be in danger. So they never, put them in the COVID patient list.
So he did the opposite. He propagandized no such thing as COVID whatsoever. Everyone carry on.
Yeah.
And would you say there was a pretty serious death toll of people that at least was started by the domino effect of that when that was at its peak?
So basically, they put them in the one facility. They didn't treat, make a proper treatment. So they died. Many of them died. It's a COVID. If you get the vaccine or stop, and then they have some, hope, but they never got the proper the medicine. So yeah, many of them died.
That's terrible. Well, we left off with you being able to be discharged early from the military because of some of your talents and grades and standing within the military and academically. But at what point, that was 2005, at what point were you sent to China, and what was the context there again for you to go?
So after my dad's high-ranking appointment, 2004, he kind of not retired, but he wanted to experience outside.
Okay. And by the way, we're in the second episode now because we've been talking for a while. So for people who didn't hear the first one, can you just rehash very quickly what your dad's business position was?
I see. So my father was North Korean leader's presidential appointee while he was in North Korea. He served CEO of one of the biggest company in North Korea, and later he served as the chairman of the board in North Korea's economic development group between Hong Kong businessmen and the North Korea National Defense Committee. Yeah, at the time, North Korea's National Defense Committee is the ultimate decision-making institution.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the committee, the chair is Kim Jong-un.
But you said retires in 04?
No,
Or
not retired,
retires.
but he wanted to experience outside. And then he never thought about that, but he was in the transition, and then he's supposed to move to another, director level. But one of my high school friends, and then also her dad is my father's friend. They lived in Switzerland and Germany for a while, and then he recommended, why don't you go out, experience? It could be good experience, and then for your kids, it will be great education.
Did that guy in that recommendation hint at anything, I don't know, to take a shot at the regime in North Korea and say, hey, there's a whole world out there, you should see it because it might be a little better? Or was it more just like, oh, go out and experience it?
No, I think that was a indirect implication.
Yeah.
You will see more different,
Right.
life there in like that. So,
But that guy came back.
Yeah,
that
came
guy didn't
back.
defect. He came back.
he came back. No, it's a very high level position. I mean, But I really appreciate his recommendation. But if not, and then my dad wouldn't think about going out.
Yeah.
He will serve another position there and then continue his career there. But that was the kind of the tipping point for us, like experience real life other than North Korea.
That's 04 where he decides he wants to go experience something else. 05, I guess, related in a way, your discharge, and is the implication you go with him to work on some of his stuff?
Yeah, so they went to China late 2004.
Okay.
And then including my sister, but I was in the military.
Right.
So I, first of all, they asked me, hey, can you come to China? It's a good place to study. But I refused. I mean, I'm okay here. So, but August 2005, I was discharged, and then I was about to study in one of the North Korean college, right? So, but I think it's a good opportunity. I changed my mind, so I went to China. But in North Korea, there was a rule: you cannot keep both child in China or outside of China, outside of North Korea.
You couldn't have both of your kids there at one time?
No, you have to keep one kid as a hostage in North Korea.
Is that the term that was
No,
used?
they don't. They never use the term hostage, but it is not allowed. So my sister was there about a year, and then she, I hope my brother can study, so she came back, and then I went out. So we
You did a little
switched.
switcheroo. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I studied Chinese more than a year and a half. And then I enrolled in Chinese college in 2007. So I studied my undergraduate. And several years later, there was a policy change. So my sister also came out. But later, the policy changed again. So, one of us should go back to North Korea. But then my dad get the approval by the North Korean leader that I want to keep the both child there.
Got it.
He approved it. And so from that moment, we stayed in China.
Did it matter, though, that you were now, like, of age? Like, you're not a child anymore. You're in your early 20s.
That's
But they
correct.
still, the policy is, like, it's just generational.
No. Good point. But so technically, I shouldn't be there. I should be separate from my parents because I'm adult, right?
Right.
More than
Yeah,
20 years old. So, but no, we kind of bend the rule because we really wanted to study in China, right? So,
And you picked up the language in a year?
no, it's not entirely, but in Chinese college, we enrolled. After we enrolled, we have 2 years to study with the international students together. And then third year and fourth year, we will study with Chinese students. So the 4 years, 2 years with the international study, focusing on the Chinese language. The third and fourth, studying economics.
All right. The one part I'm a little confused of here is when in the first episode when we were talking and you referred to China a little bit, you talked about how you guys would all live in dorms and there'd be minders there. So anytime you went out, a minder always went with you, and that's kind of how they kept the ideology locked down. Am I understanding this correctly? You're living in that type of dorm scenario with your parents when you go to China, or are you separate from your parents in China?
No, when we were in China, we have own house. Like we
Okay.
rent it, but it's not like,
So
the
you don't have a
collective-
minder there with you?
No. It's for the like business or diplomats outside of North Korea, they have more flexibility.
Okay. So you were referring to the general people who go
General
to China as far
That's
as like
labor
living in
workers.
the dorms.
Yeah,
Got it.
restaurant workers, labor workers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're living with your parents in diplomatic housing.
Yeah.
And you're going to university. What were you studying again at university?
International trade and economics.
Okay. So you're getting an education on how some of the different economic types around the world exist outside of what just North Korea pushes. Is that a little bit of an awakening moment for you when you're studying that?
So that's the mindset I had at the time. North Korean regime never recognized the foreign country diploma. Foreign country diploma. So I have to earn a degree from North Korean university. So from the beginning, I wasn't serious
You weren't serious.
about the study. Like, the getting degree from Chinese college. But after a year, I think, it's a good opportunity to get, this, even though North Korean regime don't recognize a, Chinese degree, but I think I still pursued this degree. So I studied a little, I put more effort into studying. But it's hard to realize the difference, the market economy and planned economy. That basically in North Korea, the black market and market is more run by similar to market economy system. It's the planned economy, the socialist planned economy by the North Korean regime. It's just a term. Never, run, never operated. So we called it failed economy. And even my dad said at the time that North Korea's economy failed. So,
he said that?
Yeah. So we need to revive the economy, utilizing market economy. So he's more market economy guy. We have to put market economy in North Korea. So that was kind of gradual education for me. And then I don't know, I was brainwashed or I don't, trying to trust easily. But it took me like 3 years to realize, and took me that years give me more not confusion, but I'm trying to comprehend everything. Yeah.
When you say realize, though, am I right to assume that doesn't just include, our economic system's a little messed up and, whatever, but it also includes you starting to learn about the realities, A, of some suffering in North Korea, and B, that the leadership is tyrannical and bad?
The first thing I noticed was the economic differences. Even though I couldn't understand the system, but the lots of cars on the street, and then 24 hours electricity, and a lot of restaurants, and then foreign, at the chains like KFC, McDonald's, right?
Did you even know what that was before you went there?
No, it's my first time to have a hamburger in
So
China.
you get a Big Mac and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, but I prefer KFC at the time. So anyway, when you go to China, KFC has more chain than McDonald's.
Good.
Yeah.
I like to hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, I visited, both, and then we liked it. And my parents, my sister liked the hamburgers. So it's kind of paradise for us. Oh, this flavor, But
quick question, John. How does the North Korean government not think that, like, a diplomat who's given a little more flexibility and happens to be a more powerful person, by the way, like your father, isn't gonna see this stuff and isn't gonna be like, oh, it's like tasting the fruit in the Garden of Eden for the first time? Like, why do they have so much hubris to assume that these people are gonna do that, and all of them are gonna come back and be like, yeah, no, we still like North Korea?
First of all, they trust, I would say they check the backgrounds, and then we got the education. And, as I said earlier that, everything we access in China, we shouldn't believe. That's the education we got. So, and every week we have a session, the audit review.
Oh, you still did that?
Yeah, in China too. We do the same thing.
Someone come over and do that at the house with you?
No, we have to go to one place, like, such as like a North Korean restaurant in China.
And who's there doing it?
No, there was a political leader there, and then I was once the chair of the young North Korean Kim Il-sung Socialist Youth League
In China.
in China. So I have to manage those like 60 kids, and then live session every Saturday.
You're like the hall monitor.
Yeah, I should be the monitor, but I escaped. So
Right. But hold on a minute. That's so you have to get up in front of the class and be like, yes, I ate at KFC this week. That was very bad and the food sucked. It actually wasn't good. Is it? I mean, I say that it's joking, but at the same time, I'm dead serious. Are you saying things like that?
the good thing being president is I don't need to, do my self-criticism. So I received those reports, and then my vice deputy is writing. That person, had such comments like that. But I'm just listening and then give them guidance that, after his, self-criticism, and then I gave them comments like, but nobody makes about the hamburger. So I wish somebody made the comments hamburgers, but after the session, I buy them hamburgers and Korean noodle, naengmyeon. So yeah, we play,
You backdoor it.
backdoor it. But it's, now like we all love hamburgers, right? Mm-hmm. The kids. So we don't make it complicated.
I got it. It's like a wink, wink, nod kind of thing. I got it. But you're getting disillusioned during this time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you having direct conversations at all with your parents about this?
No, we not openly discuss how do I say, like, the criticizing regime, but we just sharing that, in China, we have lots of, food quality, cars and economy booms, especially 2008, the Beijing Olympic. It's really well
you're there
designed.
during that.
I was there. So, but compared to China, we are still so behind it. And then why our country is not developing like that, and that kind of conversation we could have, but not like directly criticizing the leader. Oh, this guy is incompetent like that. So no,
That never happened.
no, I cannot.
Okay. When did you defect officially?
2014.
2000. So it's 6 years after the Olympics and what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying that before, and we'll get to the defection in a minute, but before you actually defect, there's never a direct conversation between you and your parents where, and I'm going to oversimplify this, you guys are like, yo, fuck this guy.
No, not direct conversation, but after Kim Jong-un's uncle's execution, late 2013, we all can sense on our faces, we really hate this situation.
Yeah.
We really don't think this is the leader who can lead the whole nation.
Right.
He killed people, in the front line. He ordered to kill people and put lots of family members in the prison camp, which are most like our friends and acquaintances, right? So...
you had friends and acquaintances put in there.
I lost several friends.
Dead.
No, I mean, my dad too, my sisters too. My sister's roommate in Chinese dormitory, she was, after the class, they were about having lunch, and then the North Korean security agents came and they grabbed her, they took her in front of her, and then asked my sister, the young lady asked my sister, hey, can you pack my things to send, the things to home in North Korea? So, yeah, my sister did, and then we never found her after that. The entire family gone.
Like in the camps or killed or unknown?
So we, best knowledge, to my best knowledge, they are in camp. But sometimes,
to this day.
Sometimes people committed suicide in the camp.
Yeah.
And then while on the camp, some people committed suicide. So if they are alive, they are still in the camp.
Did you ever have access to seeing any of those camps when you were in the military?
No, we are not allowed. And we don't know which camp. There are more than 10 camps.
Do you know what they're like?
Most of them mines, coal mine, and then like different mines, and also other farming areas, the rural areas, surrounded by mountains, and then So my sister's roommate, and then the other guy who was really younger than me, and he also studied in Chinese college together. His grandfather was Kim Jong Un's aunt's associate.
Okay.
Yeah, he's disappeared too. Entire family. But the main reason is because his grandfather was part of the, Kim Jong Un's aunt's circle.
Right.
Yeah. So my question was like, why he supposed to be? I mean, he doesn't do anything wrong, right?
Mm-mm.
He's just a student. Yeah, he was sent. So
Why was your sister's friend taken, or do you not have any idea?
no, her father was working close to Kim Jong Un's uncle. So
So you just get the whole family.
whole family, three generation punishment. It's called the guilty by association.
Wow.
And then my dad's friends. So from late 2013, we never openly discussed this stuff, but we criticized those executions. We strongly object against those inhuman atrocities.
Were you afraid to do that if someone else overheard it or if a bug overheard it?
Yes, I do.
But you still did it.
Still, not in my home, but when we go out to dinner or like other spaces, we do.
Did it feel weird to say those things out loud?
No, because it's not just our own feeling.
Yeah.
At the time, you can sense those hatred or those anger from the other people's face in North Korea.
Yep.
Even like I have several friends in China, right? Those North Korean diplomats and North Korean business officials. We kind of mutually like exchanging, facial recognitions, facial like expressions, like, but we didn't like say the exact word, but still like we criticize those. Why they kill them? What's the reason? Why they have to be sent to Polka prison camp? So yeah,
We have a phrase here. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. And it sounds like that's what you're getting at.
yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't get any reasons, but we all assume that the three generation punishment is the very common in North Korea.
You guys were in China when Kim Jong-il died in 2011?
Yeah.
So this is before any of that stuff you just referred to happened.
Before.
What was your family's reaction and your reaction to that when he passed on? Because he had been in charge all your life, I think, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new expectation was Kim Jong-un, the new leader. We heard that he had experience in Switzerland, so we hope that he can, do some openness and then the real policy for people. That's a new hope. And then we don't feel much. We didn't feel much about Kim Jong-il because at the time we already been in China for many years, and we think, people are dying, right? So. And then, but it's almost 70-something, so it's too early to die. So we kind of exchange opinion that he died too early like that. Yeah.
But there's not like you're not sad he's dead or whatever. There's not any allegiance you feel towards him.
No, but we have the funeral place in China.
Oh, you stayed you didn't go back for the funeral.
I didn't go back. We have to temporary, space for the, memorial, and then, but we have to, pay respect, and then every person should stand alongside the memorial for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then I was there too, but some people are crying, and then.
Do you think it was real or forced?
No, that's the thing. So it's more situational. Like when you see North Korean propaganda media, people are crying of dying like a North Korean leader, and then when they see North Korean leader, they like crying a lot. But that's more like a public event, and before the event, the organizer make announcement that if North Korean leader comes on the stage, and people should make a great welcoming, and then he or she called several like 10 or 20 people like actors there, and then you have to cry but at this moment, like give
The
them
actors
direction.
do, yeah.
Give them directions. But this is more like the Kim Jong-il's like the temporary funeral there, the memorial. It's not like organized the crying, but it's more, I think, in the natural. And then when they see the dead person's picture, and then it's more like naturally driven, not like organized.
When you're standing there though for 2 or 3 hours, where
Yeah.
you're forced to be there
But
for
I
the
never
memorial,
cried. Yeah.
you never cried. But
Yeah.
what's going through your head? Do you remember?
No. And so I was like, it's too cold. It's winter, like
Trying to
in
get the fuck outta here.
December.
Gonna
You
get
have to think about-
KFC at 4 o'clock.
you have to think about it's too cold and like and but I was trying to think about Kim Jong-il, but nothing to think about it. We never had a conversation, met, or like I don't know what's his greatness. So even though we study material like documentary, now while I was in China, I realized that the books he wrote is all written by the scholars, and then he run the country, but not well. Like if he's a great leader, we wouldn't be in the situation like poverty, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
And then Kim Jong-un takes over. You had said there was like a thought, he has some Western world experience. Maybe we'll bring that in. That goes to shit quickly. As you just laid out a few minutes ago, he starts killing people, getting rid of people. It reminds me a lot of, Mohammed bin Salman in Saudi Arabia. It's kind of what he did when he took power. He turned, I think it was like the Ritz-Carlton into a prison, and imprisoned half his family members there, like anyone who could threaten his power. So it's a similar playbook that Kim Jong-un put out. But when you start to see it affect you guys personally, like you mentioned, your sister's friend being taken out, her family is generationally punished. I think you said the other one was like your dad's friend or something, whatever it was. Now you guys are having these looks like, oh my God, this isn't good. And you said there was never a conversation between you and your family where you openly said the things that would be banned. But obviously when you make the decision to defect you said it was 2013? 2014.
Yeah.
When you make the decision to defect, that conversation obviously happens where you're like, we're going to defect.
Yep.
Where were you? What led to that? And what was that like?
So the conversation came right after our visit to North Korea in September 2014. So my dad and I went to North Korea, and we stayed there about 2 weeks. And we are kind of trying to observe the situation. So the whole execution took a whole year from late 2013 to 2014. And then many of my father's friend and also my friends, they told me, don't come back to this country, just to stay in China. And then, the people my dad access is like really, really top ranking people.
Yes.
Even the people around Kim Jong-un. They told my dad, this country has no future. Yeah, they really told him.
At their own risk, obviously, telling them that.
It's a one-on-one conversation. There's no taping, and then they talked in an open place, public, and like no bugging. So, they told my dad they don't know what directions this country is going. So basically, that means they criticize Kim Jong-un's action against his uncle and other people, and then they think this country has little legitimacy. He killed his uncle and then killed his aunt. We thought that the aunt was died. which is the only like Kim family bloodline at the time.
Whoa.
So now this guy has no legitimacy. So that's why we thought that, the regime won't be, taking a long time for survival.
For someone like your dad, though, who is older than you, has had a successful career, relatively speaking, for sure, within North Korea, and has worked technically directly for the government through his businesses for so long, was there like a meaning of life crisis that he went through with that? I mean, this is all he ever knew.
No, I think, his entire belief system collapsed. So
Collapsed.
He was educated for a long time to be a loyal person to this country, and then he believed his service is for people. So he's also got awarded highest civilian honor in North Korea called Hero of Labor.
Hero of Labor.
Yeah, it's medal, the highest civilian medal given by North Korean regime.
When was he given that?
2002.
Okay, so
A while ago.
Yeah.
So that means he, trying to contribute to the society, and also while he catch the fish, and then he also distributed those fish to Pyongyang citizens and also other city people for free. Like,
oh wow.
I mean, basically, North Korean regime is run by a free system, but it's not sustainable. Yeah. But anyway, so he was confused then why this guy killed all the people who were loyal to the regime before even he was born, right? And then he doesn't see Chang Song-taek, Kim Jong-un's uncle, and other people are anti-government activists or whatever, rebellion. They were trying to make this country better, to accept openness, market economy into country, to provide more, benefit to people. But now Kim Jong-un killed them because the other people, bad guys. My father couldn't believe that. So, and then after we came back from Pyongyang, late September 2014, and China started the golden holiday, like the holiday week. So my dad proposed that why don't we go? And then lots of travel between these days, vacations. So by the way, the reason I mentioned the vacation is if we ask travel to another country, we need to get approval by the security guy. Then that was the excuse. This is the trap. I mean, for Chinese holidays, and then we want to, try to visit, other countries. Technically, it's not allowed, but my dad was a high-ranking official, and then he has a credential, and then they think, oh,
long-time loyal guy.
Long-time loyal person, and the hero of labor. It's really rare, a word. So, the security guy even like, oh, yeah, well, okay. And then also, there's another mechanism to prevent people from defecting, like the business and the diplomats. The family and the people have to submit their passport to the security guy.
Yes.
The security guy controls all the passports. But my family kept our passports by ourselves all the time. That's another advantage for us to
you
decide
could bend
to
the
escape.
rules.
Yeah.
So where did he say you guys were going to be going for that holiday week? Where did he say you were going to be visiting?
We had no idea, but from that moment, we got help from the South Korean government.
All right, how does that happen? Did he reach out through channels?
Yeah, through channels. His friend helped him get the channel, and then they suddenly appeared, and then they offered they can help us. So yeah, we just
Get you to South Korea.
yeah.
Okay, what? This is a wild story. Like it feels like an underground, like the Underground Railroad in a way.
So
How this is going
007
on? Yes.
mission like that.
So you just said they appeared. Some South Korean agent. Did you? Is it like
I didn't know
you
who
got
that person was.
You didn't know who that person was. Did your dad have to go meet them in like a public place clandestinely?
No, we went to a restaurant.
You all, the whole family.
No. My dad and me.
Your dad and you, and this.
Dad,
Okay.
my dad's friend, and then the Asian guy.
So you met your dad's friend too,
Yeah.
who also wanted to defect.
No, he's a Chinese citizen.
Chinese citizen.
Yeah.
So you meet the South Korean there. He shows up. What is he? What happens in that conversation?
Basically, he offered he can help to get in South Korea.
And how did he propose doing that?
I'm not sure I can share that, but
Okay, don't
yeah.
do that then. That's fine.
So basically, if we go to the third country, they can get the identification for us so that we can get on the South Korean airline, which is considered as a South Korean territory.
A third country, which you're
The
not going to
third
say
country.
what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third country. So
And
in
you
China,
guys-
it's impossible. China, with the North Korean passport, we
Right.
cannot purchase South Korean airline ticket or get on the South Korean airline plane.
But you guys are also obviously telling him, like, you know, your mom and your sister are there too. So
Yeah.
were they saying, oh, you guys got to go separately, or
No,
like
no.
you can go all together?
Yeah, all together. Because I could sense that there are several guys following us during whole trip. They were trying to protect.
Minders.
I'm not sure. I think they are agents.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the reason they were there because we are escaping this country and then escaping from two government, one North Korea, one China.
Yes.
Right. So
Were you in that restaurant? Were you afraid at all that you were going to be seen or discovered?
that's very very intense feeling. Like it could be disaster if this information is revealed to North Korea or China. We could be arrested
Yeah.
instantly. Yeah, so it is really dangerous place for me and my dad. Even talk to Chinese agent, the South Korean agents.
How quickly did they want to make the turnaround? Or because you're
Very
in the
next-
middle of that holiday week, so like the next day, or
Very next day. Yeah.
Now, did you guys left? You guys had a house or the condo in North Korea that had a lot of your stuff there still, or
That's why it's a tough decision. We have
Right.
to give up everything.
leave it all behind?
Yes.
What about your extended family? Were you concerned that that was going to be brought back onto them?
So we were trying to save them. We are trying to keep them safe.
How?
So in North Korea, they are doing investigation once there was an escapee situation, and then it took generally takes like year and more. So after our escape, we never did any public activity. We never did an interview. We never, went to public space. And we changed our name and birthday, whole identification. So we are trying to be a missing person from the prospective North Korean government. If we are under missing person, the category, North Korean regime couldn't punish my family. We are not officially defectors. We are officially missing person.
But if you're missing and your dad was such a well-known guy, they're going to assume he left, right? It's not like you're a normal...
So that's the normal, sense, common sense. But I assume that some people helped us inside North Korea, the investigation. So eventually they conclude us as a missing person. So they never punished my relatives.
You know that.
We knew that. But, somehow the information we are in South Korea, the information that we live in South Korea are transferred to North Korea. So that's why North Korean regime showed my grandma and aunt on the North Korean TV show to threaten us to
So
come
they
back.
did find out.
Yeah, I was really
You were trying to avoid that, but it ended up happening.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
And then that time, my family, think that the South Korea cannot protect us.
But you were already in South Korea at that point?
Yes, we were in South Korea at the point.
But you thought they couldn't protect you or couldn't protect your extended family?
I mean, my family as well, like us, my direct family.
But they already got you to South Korea at that point.
Yeah, but think about it. We avoid any public appearance. Yet, North Korea got information that we live in South Korea. And they put my family members on the TV show that we knew you are in South Korea, please come back. So how we can get the guarantee, how we can, ensure our safety there.
What does that feel like, seeing people that you love coerced into being on something, and then when it shuts off, having the unknown of what happens to them next, which could very well include the absolute worst things?
Absolutely, we all terrified, and then we worried their safety. And then this is another signal that North Korean regime gave us directly. If you are staying in South Korea, or if you cooperate with South Korean government, your parents, your family members will be executed or put in prison camp. So that's why we also thought that it's for our own safety, also our relative safety. It's better to leave South Korea. So that's another reason that we left South Korea. Only stayed in 1 year in South Korea.
Did you go straight to the U.S.?
No. So
after that?
No, we escaped October 2014, right? We went to South Korea.
Yes.
And then
Stayed a year,
and then we came to United States in 2016, early 2016.
What makes the U.S. better than South Korea to make them not want to execute your parents? Aren't they an enemy that they consider too?
But it's better place for protection, and then
But not for your extended family who's still in North Korea.
No, the less punishment.
There's less punishment for you to be in the U.S.
In the U.S.,
Why?
another country.
Just because it's that personal with South Korea?
And internally, South Korea is the main enemy. And even though we publicize U.S. is the main enemy, but internally, South Korea is the main enemy. We are competing with South Korea, not United States. So many people, believe that staying in U.S. is more safe than South Korea.
Can I back up for a second? There's so much on the bone here that it would be the understatement of the year to call all this part of your life a movie. I mean, it's beyond that. The stakes are insane, and I can't even fathom it. But once that dinner where you met the South Korean representative is over and he leaves, your dad's Chinese friend leaves, and then you and your dad are walking home. Yeah. What was that?
We had a conversation, but I cannot say it. And there's another story that, could be interpreted in a bad way. But there's another story. We make a decision to go to South Korea.
Yeah.
If not, then maybe we are not alive. So anyway, so that's the we made a decision. So we went to South Korea.
But you go home.
We discussed.
And you say to your mom and sister, pack your bags, we're going.
Yeah. So we went home, and then we brought the whole family to the park. So we were afraid being taped in Chinese home. So we put all the devices, electric devices, cell phones in the car, the parking lot. And then we went out in the park. We just walk. It's a near sea. The Dalian city is near sea. So we just went to park, and then the place where people not there, and then we discussed in that place. So my dad opened the conversation, and then my sister supported, and then I also agreed that. Yeah. My mom's worried about the families, extended families. Yeah, I mean, me too. and then she's worried about the families first, and then later she said, and then if we leave, and then how we can leave? What how she's worried about the leaving after defection. So, but
I can't even.
it's not easy. Like
my God.
abandoning everything, and then restarting whole life in a like a new environment, language barrier, and you don't have network, and you don't have anything to stay to live in this country.
No money to take
no
with
money
you?
take with. So, I mean, small money because we did business, right? So not enough, but so I mean, everything is like a lot of things in the mind, in the brain. We thought about like how we can sustain, how we can survive in this society after defection. But still, we believe that it's more than that, and yeah, ultimately we made a decision.
On the one hand, if you don't defect, you and all the family that comes after you continues the cycle. More people like you, if you think like that and don't defect, don't get outside the country and provide hope in the future for information to get back in to end this madness. But on the other hand, if you do defect, you are accepting the fact that you may be signing the slave warrant or death warrant of people you love that you will leave behind, who realistically you cannot get out of there before you do this. It's either you go or nobody goes. And I can't even begin to try to understand how you grapple with that. I'm glad you guys made the decision you did, because I think someone needs to get out. But, this is not even like fair to ask. I feel bad even asking this. But do you feel guilt about leaving people behind?
I mean, that's another whole story. But after the Kim Jong-un's uncle's execution, we also got some, not direct threat, but we also sensed that the target could be ours.
Right.
Like, not right away, but my dad actually met Kim Jong-un's uncle before he was arrested 20 days ago. So he also had a security guys interviews and then what conversation you guys did, but he didn't work under his apartment, the department.
Yeah. So
he's a little far from the punishment, and then he also gave them advice that Kim's uncle is high profile person, and then every high ranking official knows him. If you punish people just meeting with him, that's not, you should kill whole people,
right.
like a whole nation. So they kind of accepted, and then like that. And then another reason, so my dad got offer from the North Korean government for the Minister of Tourism.
To be the head minister?
Yeah, head of the tourism. But my dad didn't want it because it's really risky position. If something not happened, something bad happened to him,
he gets blamed.
Not just a blame.
Yeah.
We whole family executed.
Yep.
Even my extended family cannot survive.
Whoa.
So
so who the hell wants to take that job?
Don't get surprised. In 2017, the director, and it's not it's a minister level, but the director of the North Korea's tourism got executed.
Yeah. Sounds.
If my dad took that job, my dad executed.
Yeah.
We were executed.
That's fucking insane.
That's our story. And then, obviously we have kind of guilty for leaving families behind, and then we're trying to save them, but because pandemic we couldn't reach out them anymore. But
you don't even know where they are technically.
we can locate them, but some of them are prison for life, and some got the couldn't get the treatment, the surgery. So my cousin's husband, he died. So that's the minimal, like, we were trying to reduce the damage. Other like defectors, diplomats, the people who not relatives, the people who worked with him for them, they all sent to the Polka prison camp because they make public activity announcement, criticize Kim regime right up to defect. So we were trying to avoid such tragedy. So, like, at least, we want to keep this damage to our family.
Right, but
Yeah.
you tried the whole changing identity so you could just be listed as a missing person, but they obviously figured it out. They pumped these videos of your family members into South Korea while you're there. So did, like, the South Korean government come to you and say, hey, we want to show you something? And they showed you the videos? Is that how you found out?
No, it was on public
was on the
media.
news.
And then news outlets, South Korean news outlets covered the story. And then, obviously they sent, news. But after our defect from China, like, we were in the South Korea's safe house facility for 5 months.
A safe house facility.
Without internet, without cell phones, without any communication devices.
Were they suspicious of you guys as spies? Is that why?
No.
No.
It's a South Korean law, the mandatory system for 3 months investigation and education.
And education.
Yeah, like, living in South Korean society. Most normal North Korean citizens, they don't experience the system.
Right.
Like, and then also to the high-ranking officials, it's 90 days, so 4 months for investigation and also the intel they want to have. But think about it, whole 5 months we had no exposure, internet, email, or communication. And after that, we also lived under the ground, like hiding. And suddenly North Korean regime find out that, and they put video on my grandmother video in January 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been in South Korea now for over a year, technically.
Over a year, technically. But we got the citizenship in March, so... And then we left.
Citizenship to the U.S.?
No,
or
South Korean
to South
citizenship.
Korea.
Yeah, but so we came to U.S. in March, so basically...
Because you got citizenship, you were able to do that.
Yeah, we were able to get the passport. And
Okay.
then, the South Korea... they won't share the original North Korean passport with us, so...
Right. So you have the passport, and you guys decide that it would be politically better to be in the United States because if North Korea finds that out, they'll have less of a problem with that. And maybe that'll mean some good things for some of your family, but it's hard to say.
It's not just about that, but another important fact was my dad wanted to do something for people in North Korea. So he wanted to change the system. And throughout the year in South Korea, we realized that the ultimate, decision maker for Korean Peninsula issue is United States. So we are trying to get more sense and then influence the policy on the Korean Peninsula. So we choose to come to United States.
Okay. Now, obviously you've never been here before. Where did you first come when you came to the United States? And were you going there obviously with the intention to eventually live here? So did you have to work diplomatically ahead of time to declare asylum or anything like that? Like, how did this all work?
Yeah, we applied asylum.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we choose, near Washington, D.C., and, this is the political center hub. So, yeah, we, landed there and then still live there.
You said you lived in New York at one point,
Oh,
though,
that's
yourself,
for a
right?
graduate study.
For a year?
Yeah, for a year.
So you've been here since 2016.
Yeah.
You seem to like it a lot.
Yeah,
Happy to
it's
be here,
almost
right?
10 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you think this whole situation made you and your family a lot closer too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have many friends, right? We don't have many networks, so we exchange ideas, have conversation a lot between family members. So we encourage each other and then discuss each other. Yeah.
And what's your sister up to here?
My sister also went to graduate school, so we graduated together. She took a 2-year program. I took a 1-year mid-career program. So we graduated the same university, Columbia.
Excellent. Good
Thank
school.
you. And then she returned to the DC. She studied cybersecurity, so she is preparing cybersecurity stuff, and then yeah.
Also, we didn't really dig into this too much, but North Korea's got an insane cyber team
Yeah.
as well. So does her work overlap with some cybersecurity related to them specifically, or
No.
just in general?
Well, in general, yeah. But I'd prefer if we have like a special team for investigating North Korea's cyber, attack against the United States, and I think it's a good thing. So I'm thinking about should I create a consulting firm, forming with the North Korean former IT guys and the North Korean consultants to, give more better sense, better briefing than other consulting firms. So.
How's it been for your parents? Obviously, they're from an older generation. They had to start all over here. What are they up to, and how have they assimilated?
Obviously, their activities are limited, right? Especially my mom, and she's not active, and then she is not good health, so she stays home most of the time. But thanks to Netflix, and she loves to watch Netflix.
They didn't have that in North Korea, so that's a nice benefit.
Yeah, it's compared to North Korea. Netflix is like a whole different, the dimension.
Yeah. Now, is your dad, given the fact that he had such high level access for so long, is he approached on a consulting basis by, I don't know, people in the U.S. government or think tanks around there to give his opinion on North Korea and what's going on?
Yep, we've done that.
All right, we just had to cut out for 1 minute just because the details beyond the fact that Hyun's dad and family has done any consulting, the specifics we can't get into, so we're not going to talk about that on mic right now, but people can do the math. Obviously, you guys know some good stuff, so some good people, in higher positions want to come to you to get information. That's enough. People can fill that in.
Yeah.
So you've done some of that, and then you're doing work down in DC in working with think tanks and stuff as well,
Yep.
publicly, obviously.
Yep, yeah. I attend public events as a panel and then discuss various issues related to North Korea, like human rights, cybersecurity, and also nuclear stuff. And sometimes I get briefings. And next week, mid-July, actually, I lead a North Korean Young Leaders Assembly, which I founded 2 years ago. And it's the program bring 10 North Korean escapees every year to give education how North Korean policy is made. And then I want to, have them experience like the policy-making process in the United States. So I arranged a meeting. For the past 2 years, I arranged a meeting with the White House National Security Council, the Korea Desk Director guys,
Wow.
and also the State Department officials, East Asia Bureau, and then Labor Department of Human Rights and Labor. And then in the Congress, yes, we do give a briefing. So we will have luncheon briefing next mid-July.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then we do public testimony at the United Nations. We have a meeting with the U.S. Ambassador, UN mission, for the past 2 years, and also supported by the South Korean mission. We hold a public testimony, but as I mentioned earlier, now current South Korean government is more pro-North Korea. So
Right.
at this time, we won't get any the public testimony supported by the South Korean mission.
That complicates some things.
Yeah, but U.S. always been a great supporter for North Korean human rights, and then this program is designed to raise for the future leaders, right? It's all North Korean escapees. They have a different background, like not elite class. Some of them couldn't serve the military because he was in under hostile class, or like some of them, they have a family members before escape like that. So we have a number of different backgrounds, but I want to give them more access and experience so that they can see and they can experience firsthand here.
That's awesome, and it's really cool that you've taken the mission here to spread awareness, but also help the network of people who are rare, as we highlighted earlier, to be able to get out. But being somebody who was in the military special forces, grew up in North Korea, your father was a high-ranking guy, you guys are high-profile defectees now living in one of the countries that North Korea considers an enemy. Do you ever fear for your safety?
So while we were in South Korea, it was a really threat to my family. And then even like South Korean intelligence service told us that there might be, operations against your father. So we should be, really careful and then do not do any public activity. So that's why we, kept ourselves underground. But North Korea found us, right? And then I don't think North Korea can send agents to United States to, to kill me or something like that.
You don't think so?
I mean, there's no guarantee, but I know some of my friends, they are agents. They have passports of the countries, like Asian countries. So if they have mission, they can easily travel to South Korea or come to United States. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I'm glad you're doing so well. And I obviously I hope you're right about that they can't do that stuff. Just, you got to be, as you don't need me to tell you, but you got to be careful out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, even when Saddam was in power, obviously different country, but not exactly friends with the U.S., he had a place. You can almost see it on this map right here on the wall. It's about 10 streets off this map, but he had a place across from Michael Bloomberg, secret place where they would abduct political, dissidents in the West. There it is. Saddam Hussein had a secret torture chamber in NYC, right across the street from a prominent billionaire who was later mayor of the city. And it's just like regimes like this, far better than I do and everyone else listening. They don't operate in the same realities we do. So I hope to, see you guys get support to be able to take precautions and stay safe, because those people are crazy.
Thanks. I'm thinking about getting a gun.
That would be a good start. I can hook you up with we can get you some help on that for sure.
Great. Yeah.
I am a Second Amendment guy. I'm sure you are too.
I should be self-vigilant and self-careful, so I should carry a gun. I've been thinking about it. And then, I was surprised by my shooting skills. And then, I thought I was a good, shooter, but I did when I was in Texas, visiting my friends, and then, oh God, like...
You got to get the tools back a little bit.
Nothing was imagined.
We'll get you a good AR. You'll be back to earth, and no problem.
Nice.
But what's the story with your thoughts on, I guess, some of the unfreezing of conversations between the U.S. and Kim Jong-un? Obviously, he's a very bad guy. We've laid that out 6 ways to Sunday today. Do you think there's anything positive that could come of that for the North Korean people, though?
I hardly thinking in a positive way, but so for the first summit between President Trump and Kim, we supported I hope.
did?
Yeah. Actually, we had a conversation with the NSC people and then gave them advice, and then how to deal with Kim Jong Un. So they made the videos like that, but I think the whole conversation went off the road. So eventually, they're praising each other like that. We didn't expect such relationship. But,
You're like, no, not like that.
no. Yeah. So yeah, we are not like the like a bridge for the lovemaking process, like
Right.
so. But and I'm sure Trump has his own strategy, and that's always he did, like praising and suddenly saying that, oh, this like guy. But I guess Trump's strategy is trying to make him happy, and then not refrain him to doing stupid activity against the United States. But since he utilized this strategy or tactic a lot, and Kim won't bite it this time. And also this time he has a better ally, Russia. So the conversation won't be easier than last time.
Right.
But another threat is recently Iran nuclear facility strike might be good, threat to Kim Jong-un. It's a tangible threat.
I understand what you're saying.
It's more...
Like we could do that to you too kind of deal.
Yeah. So it's a credible threat. So when Kim Jong-un perceived that, strike as a credible threat, and then he may into conversation with Trump. But still, we have to see. But I'm not that positive right now.
Yeah. Do you think you'll see a regime change in the next couple decades? Do you think it's possible?
I hope so. And then it should be. Like, really hope that Kim Jong-un, change his mind and then free people and make country open society. But, we know that he wouldn't do that. So only way is Kim Jong-un is naturally die. Or he, hand up his power to his, siblings or other person, non-Kim family member. Ideally, non-Kim family member is ideal, but...
Are they going to be any better, though? You know what I mean? It's so hard to even assume
very good
that.
question. Many people ask the same question. How we can guarantee next leader is not second Kim? But...
Fourth Kim, effectively, if you really want to look at it that way.
I wouldn't say Kim family, the same game will act differently, but non-Kim family member has a room to discuss this stuff. So he's basically free from the human rights violations for the past 7 decades. It's not his family did, right? So new leader, non-Kim family member could, open this conversation, human rights violations. And also, most North Korean high-ranking officials, they are in favor of opening society. They knew Chinese people, like top officials, made a huge amount of money while they are doing openness, like in 1980s. Yeah, they love money too. They want to make money. But because of Kim family, restricted openness, they cannot. They are basically feeding by Kim regime with small portion of food and the luxury, and they have to be satisfied that, but they don't like that like the situation. So I think, new leader from non-Kim family member has courage and room to discuss such issues. So before, that person is leaning towards the China, the U.S. and the Western society should approach that person to give education and then the offers. Yeah. So,
Right. Backdoor it a little bit.
yeah.
One of the things, and it's far too simplistic to think this way, but I've thought about this all the time, probably for the last decade, is how no one's killed that guy. Like, I understand he rules with an iron fist, so I get it. I do get, like, on the other hand, I get why he's not dead. But do you ever wonder how at some point, you know, some military general doesn't just say, just someone take this guy's head off?
Yeah, that's a possibility. And then the real, you know, opportunity for anybody is the security guys for Kim Jong-un.
The guys that run next to the cars?
Yes, those guys. They have a gun. Other than that, other military generals, they cannot carry guns. And then if there's a Kim, you know, related events, they have a multiple layer of security. So even like getting close to Kim Jong-un is very challenging the moment.
But one guy takes out the gun and says, fuck it.
Yeah, that's the...
You wonder how everyone else would react. Would they be like, okay? Or would they be like, kill him?
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's very ideal.
Yeah, it would be. What do you think, you know, as someone who's seen both sides of the curtain, I would imagine you have a value on freedom that even I could never comprehend. What do you think when you see political strife in America and, you know, maybe sometimes some trends that aren't the best? Do you think that's a part of the healthy political process of freedom, or just sometimes you feel like we take it for granted here?
From the beginning, I couldn't understand the political battle between those two parties. And then sometimes I thought it's premature, like they are arguing. And then in North Korea and the dictatorship countries, they just, if the leader decides, that's like, you know, straight away they're doing. So sometimes I think it was effective, but more time I spent in the United States, I think the political battle is actually the process to getting more the healthy decision. I mean, I don't say there was a, like, there wasn't flaw, but, you know, still it's the check and balance. So I really think, you know, if you think about North Korea's new system, then we need to adopt the, you know, separation of power and then check and balance. And then the freedom parts, sometimes when I have interview and then on my YouTube channel, some people make a comments, like there are 3 different reactions. First, people, you know, comments, you are welcome to free society, they encouraged. I really appreciate that. The second reactions, some people made comments like, hey, you're the guy, you know, elite class, and then you're the same guy who oppressed these people, right? I mean, when then suddenly you did effect and then you promote North Korean human rights, those people have no idea. So North Korea still pursue a socialistic system, and we don't have any asset. We cannot hire any person in personally, and we cannot take all the assets from those people, right? Especially my dad, like administration, the economic official, they are not, you know, take advantage of people's life. He is the working official in that system. And not like in a political leader, security leader, they encourage the people, press people taking briberies. So the people should understand the different, you know, the system in North Korea. And then we never thought that we are the, you know, the class to oppress, or we are in the position to oppress people. So that's the, you know, the thing that I want to argue with them. And the third was really, I'm not mad, but people called me like a traitor. You know, you betray the country, a traitor nation. And,
North Korea.
Yeah. And then they said that, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself, we'll abandon this country, like that. But no, I laughed because, you know, this person who made the comments like that, you know, he never... I'm sure he been to North Korea, but he never lived as a North Korean citizen, and then criticizes escapees as like a betrayed.
That's right.
Yeah, and then traitor. I was saying that, you know, no one betrayed North Korea. The real person who betrayed the people was the Kim family.
Absolutely.
You know, for 7 decades, Kim family, promised they will provide rice and meat soup on the people's food table. That one promise never fulfilled for 7 decades. Now, how come, people betrayed the regime? I mean, I would say the regime, the leaders betrayed its own citizens. So, I was like, yet, think about it. He's, trolling on social media, on the internet. The country never allows internet and social media. And why don't, if he thinks that country is a great country, and then why he goes, North Korea to live there?
Yeah. Hyun, number one, don't take the comments seriously. Let's just start there. Number two, fuck the people who are saying anything negative. They don't know anything. Number three, I have no doubt many of them come from a North Korean bot farm.
Nice.
All right. So they're not, they're a disinformation country. They're going to obviously spread disinformation about the people that pose the most threat to their ability to control everyone. So I fully understand why you take that personally, and it's tough for me to say I wouldn't read it. But
surprisingly, in United States, there's a sympathizer of North Korean regime.
Who?
In California, like many Korean Americans.
Oh, God.
Even like some American people, they have a sympathizers, and then they criticize...
Sympathizers.
Yeah.
With Kim.
With Kim family. So like that. Their argument is this. North Korean people suffered from poverty and suffering because of the United States.
Oh, God.
Because the United States sanctioned them. Because the United States
God.
initiated the war, Korean War. Like
that is what's the Chamath line? That is below my line or whatever. That's an IQ test. All right.
Yeah.
If people are saying that, I think their IQ is just a little bit low for the conversation, and we'll end it right there. I mean, come on, man. Sympathizing, that's crazy. I'm not saying the U.S. is perfect. I'm not saying we do perfect things around the world. Trust me, we talk about some of the things on this show that we don't do that's great. But, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I cannot agree with you more, but those people surprisingly graduate Harvard, Georgetown Law.
I want to see their degrees. I want to see their degrees, and I would like to see their prescriptions. Let's also see that. Let's check out the SSRIs hopping on there. Sorry. But listen, John, we've been talking for well over 5 hours at this point. Your story is absolutely incredible. There's one other thing I want to ask you before we go, and then I'll finally let you out of here. Thanks for being here for so long. But, we talked earlier about the physical life in episode 1, about the physical life and the political life. And that's really the only way that people have an understanding of what exists beyond the physical part of this world. And there's no religion in North Korea. But now that you've been here for a decade, have you thought more about what there is beyond what we have on this earth and what that might be like? Or is that something you still haven't really gotten to?
I mean, the spiritually or...
Yeah, spiritually, I don't care what your beliefs are or aren't. I'm just curious if that's something that now in the freedom of being able to examine these things you've thought about and have had a new consideration on the meaning of your life.
So my focus is more like in how we can liberate this country, how we can adapt a new system into country. So from that perspective, I thought about, the main things we need to establish first, like, the freedom of religion. That's core part. And then people need religion to, create a community and then establish this, belief system in the society. And the other thing is the rule of law. In North Korea, law is not governed. There's no law above. The Kim Jong-un and Kim families is above law. So
they set the law. Yeah,
they set the law. We never discuss the law when it comes to punishment or when it comes to government ruling. So, I mean, I don't even know the term like lawyer. We don't have lawyer in North Korea.
There's no real courts, effectively.
No,
right?
there was a court and then prosecutor, but I never heard the lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
meaning it's like a fake court.
It's a fake. Yeah, they just the government decide, regime decide. So like that. So I thought like, because of absence of rule of law and the freedom of religion, that two, things must be incorporated in new system so that people, rely on more the rule laws and in religion to exercise their freedom more. And then now I'm still learning. I'm not a religious person. I've been to church several times, but I'm still not getting to that. But I'm trying to learning. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, do things at your own speed. It's an amazing story, and all my love to your family as well for what they've been through. And I think you did an incredible job representing it today. But everybody can check out your story, obviously, here. Where else would you like them to go? Are there some links we can put down there to the organizations you work with that would be helpful?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. I really enjoyed, and before I come to your studio today, I also research it, and I think it's really fun.
Thank you.
Podcast, and remember the audience. We make a great recommendation for peace building. Michael Jordan, and also. So I think this podcast could be phenomenal podcast for not just getting knowledge, but also meaningful contribution to the community. And then one thing I want to promote is my YouTube channel. And
Link
also,
in description below.
Yes, and then I also make myself as the Mr. North Korea. My YouTube channel is not Mr. North Korea, but I got the idea, on Instagram and the TikTok. I frame myself as a Mr. North Korea. So
I got to add you on Instagram. We'll put that link down below too.
Sure. And
Excellent.
then I mentioned during our podcast the program called the North Korean Young Leaders Assembly, and we are doing programs. So hopefully people who are interested, and then please support these young leaders. So yeah, that's
excellent. Deep, can we just make a note? We'll have a link to this, a link to the Instagram, and a link to YouTube down below, unless you'll get on that. But Hyun, thank you so much, man. This was awesome.
Thank you. That's great.
All right. Everybody
Thanks.
else, you know what it is. Give it a thought. Get back to me. Peace. Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button on the video. They're both a huge, huge help. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram and X, those links are in my description below.